Dr. Roshlow, you know, really did a wonderful job of working with, contacting and working with Bill Andrews. And they apparently thought that what they'd like to do is re-landscape the, you know, the whole entire place. And and just before that, though, Madison Street ran down in front of the Science Building. So that was a city street, and Roshlow got it closed. And that was a fight because they thought it would take the ambulance crew too much time to get around because we didn't have that street anymore. But he did get it closed, and shortly after that, you know, Andrews came in and totally re-landscaped down to, gosh, how far did it go? It came down just beyond this parking lot right out here on the other side of Garby Hall. And that's as far as, no, I'm trying to think. I got to get my bearings here because, you know, things have changed quite a bit. Physical plant building was probably sitting just about where we are, the facility, what was the physical plant at that time. And of course, Grace Meyer Square was nothing but I don't even know if you could say it was blacktopped because it was filled with so many potholes from the lack of care that had been given to it. But anyway, so you know that whole thing was re-landscaped, and I kind of thought to myself, well, why in the world are we putting all this money into landscaping? Can't we put it into salaries or faculty or something? But Louise was not very smart. That's why Bill Andrews was CEO of Dayton Hudson, because that really changed the way people viewed this campus. And we just started getting all these accolades for, this was like, you know, a jewel in the middle of Northeast Iowa, because it really did transform the campus. And of course, we all know it's just, you know, gorgeously laid out and landscaped. So that was very wise on his part. So obviously we have gutted, oh gosh, how many times? I think we've gutted Alexander Dickman probably 3 times, at least 3 times since I've been here. We've gutted Parker Fox once, but have reconfigured it several times for several different types of offices. Because when I came, it was the physics chemistry building. And then it was gutted and turned into actually kind of an archive museum place that was historical. I'm just trying to think, who in the world? I know public relations was over there on the top, and there was a conference room. I'm pretty sure admissions went into the bottom of that, and financial aid was down there with them at that time. And then, of course, Edgar Fine Arts has been gutted once, but reconfigured a couple of times. Trying to think what else around here. Garby's been obviously reconfigured several times. Dorman's pretty much, other than they took out, the top floor of Dorman was a residence hall, and actually had a little suite up there when I first got here, where whoever was running the residence hall up there lived, and so there was an apartment up there, and so that, you know, has been all made into offices or, you know, special alumni places, day suite. And then, but, you know, we've gradually bought property and moved down this way into the Wadena, and all come from here down was all housing and more streets. And all those houses, like Kathy Thomas, who's an instructor here, lived in a house down there. They've moved houses that were on those streets to other locations here because the university slowly, bought up all the property down there and, just has gradually, added on with its facilities. And then when we had that big, when the telephone thing kind of went, what did they do when they decommissioned or whatever telephone companies deregulated? Okay, then then's when they abandoned that facilities building down there, and somebody came in and gave us the building, and so it made a perfect place for our facilities people to go. Wonderful facilities plant. But yeah, it's even hard to remember all the housing and people who lived on this side of Fayette. And of course, it's all gone and beautifully landscaped and suite style buildings and all that, which is wonderful. And then the rec center came in, and then the stadium.